Okay, looks like I am live there. Hello and greetings to you, viewer from across the tubes. It is I, Gnarly Quack, and still working on my TOML parser. I have worked on this a little bit off a stream, kind of. What am I doing here? I guess code, Python. Bring up my virtual environment there. So I have been working on this a little bit off a stream, although honestly not too much. Just been kind of busy with work and life and stuff. So it's been a minute since I've done any sort of streaming, but I've spent some time cleaning up the error messages. Also just not very interesting stuff to stream, I guess. And so, but I'm going to continue doing that today, but for some reason I've just decided to stream it. And most of the work is in the Lexer. And basically what most of this is involved in, actually I was thinking about this earlier, is I added in these resynchronize functions to kind of just we kind of pass in a little bit of a context here, and then so basically we have these different contexts where we're expecting a various type of value, like a table header or a key value, I believe. This is like if we don't have a divider or something between a key value. And then this is just like a generic value. The point is we kind of pass in this context, like what, and then we just kind of keep eating stuff until we hit, well, until we hit this until. Can maybe genericize this a little bit. I don't know. Of course, we're calling out to different errors. But as a result, that sort of cleaned up a lot of the error messages that I was getting, because instead of just stopping and then sort of having cascading errors, we kind of lex until we hit some sort of logical breaking point. And then everything we've lexed, we just say, this is not a valid whatever it is we were trying to lex. So that's kind of most of the work I did off the stream, and just going through a lot of failing tests. And actually, I guess I should just make sure my tests do pass. Okay. And then a lot of tests breaking because I've changed my error messages, and then sort of just kind of recursively going back and forth. And so I think most of the work in the Lexer is done as a result of that. I do think there's probably one more thing I want to do in terms of error formatting, and I might actually pull all these sort of little error helper functions out. And I don't even know, some of these I feel like we're not even using anymore. Well, obviously we're using that one, but like that one, because I kind of consolidated a lot of stuff. So there's a little bit of cleanup that needs to happen here, which I may get to today. I don't have a ton of time to stream, actually. But there's one more thing I wanted to do, which is going to be on the parser side, where it comes to key redefinition. And that can be a little bit, well, I don't know, I guess the rules kind of theoretically make sense, but I find the rules a little bit arbitrary. What was I looking at here? Oh, there's synchronized stuff. I was just wondering for some of the stuff. So we do end. Okay. I don't know, I guess it probably doesn't matter. I need to actually, so I have all these tests, and probably at some point, and it seems unlikely I'll get to this today, all these invalid tests. I basically need to go take a look at every one of these and see what the error messages we're getting are, and if make sure they're correct and they make sense and they're how I want them to be. So that may happen today, depending on how this goes. But what I wanted to look at is in the parser here. So we've got one error here, which is this key redefinition, which can happen in a number of places. And what I would like to do is sort of make a little bit more explicit what's going on, because in some cases I feel like it's very clear, but in others I feel like it's not so clear why it's a key redefinition, because again, I personally find the rules a little bit confusing. So if I do, presumably others will. But let me, there was one example, this one here. So for like this one, right, we've got A is like an inline array, and then it's because this is like an inline array and it's closed. Well, actually, this doesn't even make any sense. Actually, I just realized this example is a little bit, so this is just an array. So, but this is trying to redefine, but again, right, we kind of say, well, we don't kind of, this is exactly what we say, that on line 5, right, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On line 1, character 2 here, oops. Apparently my fingers are not in the right place. We've redefined, right, we're trying to redefine A, which has already been defined up here. And so, like, in this instance, right, A is an array, and actually it's closed because it's an inline array. But here we're trying to add a key to it, which suggests here we think it's a table. We're trying to redefine it as a table. So, instead of just saying key A has already been defined here, I feel like it would be nicer to have something like attempting to define A as a table when it's already been defined as an array, as an inline array here, something like that. I don't know. So that's kind of what today's job, or this stream's job's task is going to be, I should say. And I think what I may want to do is set up a little driver program. So let me just do that. Let's put this in bin. And I don't know. We'll just call it driver. It doesn't really. Oh. What are we? I want to edit that. It doesn't really matter. Hey, Schoolie. How you doing, man? Happy Sunday, I guess. Not too bad, not too bad. Just, I don't know. Haven't been in a streaming mood lately. And I was even struggling to stream this, but I don't know. I've put all my other videos up for this, and I feel like I kind of need to at least finish this project off. But I'm doing well. Yeah, it's like you get into a habit of it, and then it's like you get into the habit, but then you follow the habit, and then, I don't know. It's like, what I call this, driver. Oh, hey, Bazin. Not too bad. Not too bad. How are you doing? So what I basically just want to do here is I'm going to throw some TOML in here. And so the cases that we care about. Yeah, me too, I guess. Me too. Kind of been on the fence about streaming lately, just been busy with work and life, but I kind of felt like, I don't know, I'm trying to stream a little bit. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming today. Schoolie, how'd that, whatever happened with the job interviews? Or shouldn't I ask? So what we're saying here, I don't know, I guess I'll just put, oh, nice. Congratulations. Congratulations, man. That's great. So have you started already? Oops. So what we're saying is, so I think we're saying here we can't, right? We can't do this. So we want to import Let's just do this. And I'm just gonna do this in here. This is gonna be called driver. This is gonna be bin driver. Oh, you're moving down to Texas, huh? Okay. So you got some time. I can't remember. Have you been down there before? Or lived down there before? Oh. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, I touched it. Oh. I don't know. My head is not in the game apparently. Which weekend? I don't remember, Basin. I actually didn't go out this weekend, but I don't know. I kind of just chilled yesterday. Last weekend, what happened? And all the weekends kind of run together. No, I didn't really do anything this weekend. I went out Friday for sushi, which is tasty. Yesterday, I didn't really do anything. I slept a lot. Last weekend, I think my friend threw a little birthday party for his dog, so we watched John Wick, which I had never seen before. And then we went out for a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. It's like I get to the end of the work week and I kind of just want to chill out for the weekend. Instead of going out, it's like the work kind of tires me out. So I guess school, are you just gonna go down there and wing it, or are you gonna be taking? You got to go down there and find a place, right? So I think this is going to be legal here because we can extend two. Two has been defined as like a key value table, and here we're trying to define it as like a header. Oh, yeah, I suppose I should make this a valid value. Oh, no. That works. Okay. Yeah, nice. I don't know, do you got a bunch of stuff to move? Because you're kind of in a, I don't know, you're in a little bit of a temporary situation now, aren't you? Aren't you like at your parents at the moment? Is this your first gig out of the Navy? I don't know how long you've been out of the Navy. That's one thing I do miss is having the Navy just move all your stuff for you. The packers show up, pack everything up, then you just kind of sit there and chill out. Uh, Moving sucks. I'm not gonna lie. So I actually didn't realize that was allowed, but okay. But I think if I do the opposite, that's not allowed, right? No, that is allowed. Okay. Well, like I said, I find all these rules very confusing. So what happened there? Two. Oh, just put these in a different order. Okay. Um, well, let me just see what's going on in the parser then. Have you been basing? You're still in school, aren't you? Okay. Chris, you also get up early too, so. I'd imagine when you get up early, when Friday night rolls around, you're just like, it's bedtime. I've been up since 5, or whatever time you wake up. Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just saying though, if you get up early, it's hard to stay up late, and you just kind of want to go chill at the end of the day. Thanks, Schoolie. Have a good one, man. Congrats on the job. So good luck with the move and everything. Hope you like it warm. Well, maybe I should just pull up these rules. I don't know. So, like, I know that's invalid. So if we just go with like key value examples here, right? This is obvious. Oh, okay. Is that for your senior project? Is that just like science in general, or is that like a computer thing, like a programming thing? And then what do you do for the training thing? Do you I don't know, I feel like things work a little bit differently over in Europe. Do you kind of like what do you call it? Do you like an apprenticeship or something? Oh, okay. So we have that, right? We've also got, this is also going to be key redefinition, right? So here, oh, okay. Yeah, that's totally different than what I had to do. Not that the U.S. has the best model for education these days. Well, let me just look in the parser here. Sort of, yeah. So right, I went to university and it was a private university, so it was very expensive. Um, and so one option to do that is you get a scholarship through the military, and you can pick what service you want, basically. Although you have to get approved by, you have to apply, you have to do it separately for each service. So I did specifically for the Navy, but you can also do it for the Air Force and the Army. But you can apply for basically to get a scholarship from a branch of the military, and then they essentially pay for your college education. Um, but then after you graduate, then you have to go into the military and basically pay back. Um, Usually it's about 4 years, but you have to pay back. You owe them some service to pay off your debt essentially. Um, Although there's not really like a check you write them, you just have to be in the military for a certain amount of time. So that is what I did. Um, yeah, yeah. So I guess it was voluntary in that I didn't have to pay for college that way, but once I got that scholarship, then um, then I had to go into the military, which is fine. It's only fair, I suppose. But we don't have like a mandatory service or anything here in the U.S. It can be, yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of why I did it. My parents were worried about paying for it. So, and then I also know a lot of people that if they get student loans, they spend the next 20 or 30 years after college paying off their student loans. So, I don't really have any regrets about going the way I did. But private schools are a lot more expensive than. There's also public schools that are like each state kind of has its own public school system. So if I had gone to a university in Illinois, which is the state I live in, it wouldn't have been free, but it would have been um, like an order of magnitude cheaper than going to a private school. And also the entrance, if you're an in-state resident, then the entrance requirements for like the state universities are usually, I don't know if they're required to take you, but it's a lot less, it's a lot easier to get into them. Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with the public schools here. I mean, it depends on the school, but like the big public universities are. It's much more of if you just want to go and party, it's a lot easier to do that. But it's like there's nothing wrong with the programs usually. Oh, really? Okay. Well, yeah, Switzerland. They've stayed out of all the wars over the last 100 plus years, and I think that's because they're all don't mess with Switzerland. Yeah. Oh, it's only 6 months? I thought it was like a year or something, but I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I have a little bit of a morbid. I guess it's morbid. I don't know. I have this fascination or interest in World War One, and so I went down this YouTube rabbit hole yesterday of watching lectures on World War One and stuff. So I've got very much kind of course, that was a very different Europe back then, I suppose. But so I've got that on my mind for some reason. I don't know why. I'm just kind of morbidly fascinated by that war, but a lot of people in the U.S. are more interested in World War II because we had a bigger role in it. But I don't know, I guess I find it in some ways. I feel like there's a lot of parallels with what's happening in the world today to kind of that time. And it's one of these things where, I mean, there's all this stuff obviously sort of simmering under the surface, but it was like this relatively minor event that then turned into just, I mean, not only was it just, a brutal, bloody, deadly war, but I mean, it completely changed the world. I mean, more so than World War II did. Um, and so I don't know, in some ways, I feel like there's a lot of parallels in the world today. So I don't know. Huh. Well, I mean, I think that's the thing with right the war in the Ukraine right now. I think one of the shocking things about it is it's like I thought, um, a lot of governments thought I thought we were kind of done over just invading people because we wanted more land. But huh. I can't say I actually know a lot about what happened in Austria between the world wars. Like I know Austria became a country after World War One. And then obviously like Germany kind of they're well no they annexed it, right, but I don't kind of know what happened in Austria itself. Yeah, it's I mean I guess it gets coverage in the news here, but I just don't pay a lot of attention to the news either because it's just usually depressing. Although I know that it just had the year anniversary, which it's hard to believe that. Well, A, it's hard to believe it's been going on for a year, and B, it's also hard to believe that uh, Russia has basically not been able to do anything. Not that I want Russia to win or anything, but it's like what a mess they've gotten themselves into. Anyway, guess I kind of strayed away from programming here. I should almost just change the theme to just chatting, I suppose. Well, I guess it's just you and me talking. Yeah, I don't know how much of it is an equipment thing and how much of it is. I mean, it basically sounds like uh, a lot of the Russian soldiers are just sort of people that have been impounded into service, So how much the actual soldiers on the ground are into the fight, Although it sounds like I mean, it's been a pretty bloody war for Russia. Um, but I don't know. All right, so what am I looking for? Key redefinition. I mean, I feel like Russia, right? I mean, as they always do, they have the edge in number of people, but it's just kind of how many casualties. Well, the population put up with before they get tired of the war, right? I mean, you were just talking about World War One, right? I mean that the World War One brought down the Tsar because of the casualties in that war. So yeah, well, I don't know how big Ukraine is, what their population is. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how that's gonna end, but it seems like a mess. Okay, okay, yeah. I mean, I've kind of joked with some of my friends, right? There've been a couple attempts at like peace talks or ceasefire talks, and I'm like, well, how does that go? Ukraine walks in and says, "Get out of our country," and Russia says, "Surrender." Like, oh, are you talking about Austria there? Huh? Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Like, I guess I don't know enough about Austria in the interwar period to know like if they were really looking to join Germany or Germany just was like, well, you're Germans too, and they just got annexed. But it sounds like um, it was a little bit of a mutual thing there, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Well, I feel like even that, right? I mean, that goes way back, right? Because right, Germany was unified by the Prussians, but then there was also like a different monarchy, like the Habsburgs or something. So it was almost like different royalty, right? Different bloodlines or something, even though they're all kind of very similar. Like Austrians and Germans are sort of very similar ethnically, I guess, but it's kind of I feel like the two countries sort of came out of different um what's the word I'm trying to think of? Like kingships or whatever. Yeah. Well, it's Europe. Everybody hates everybody in Europe, right? So, well, I guess we're not actually not that much better here in the U.S., right? North versus South and East versus West. So, I guess it's just the human condition. I think even right, Austrians tend to be a lot more chill than the Germans, or maybe specifically like the Prussian strain of Germans tend to be a little bit uptight, and Southern Germans and Austrians are a little bit more laid back. Oh wow, okay. I mean, that's a stereotype, I guess. We're just kind of talking stereotypes at this point, but huh. Well, I don't know. Let's just hope it doesn't blow into something larger, I guess. But it's hard to tell. Did I? Oh, I deleted that. Yeah, that's not a bad way to be, in my opinion. Although it makes it difficult when do at least in my opinion, because I feel like, I mean, I can get worked up about stuff, but it's kind of like what's worth my interest, what's worth caring about. I don't know. It's hard to know sometimes, especially in the moment. Ugh. When was I gonna wrap this up? In like 45 minutes, I haven't really done anything. This video is probably not gonna get posted on YouTube. Cause my I gotta go see my parents later. Oh yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Yeah, I've got all my videos up on you. Well, not all of them, but most of them. It's just my streams. I just archive my streams up there, so I don't have it like. No, I still don't have a Discord server. Where is my? I've got my link in my profile here. I don't know. We're gonna go. We're about to go Inception, I guess. Actually, let me just go. If you want the link to my YouTube channel, let's see here. Oh, I never. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. My screen just looks like a black screen. I don't know. That's weird. Am I actually live? I mean, I guess you're talking to me. See, yeah, it's just a black screen. Anyway, that's the link to my YouTube channel, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is why nobody's watching me. Maybe Who knows? All right, well, who knows with Twitch? Now I know I have such bad viewership. I guess my streams don't actually show up on the website. Twitch is deplatforming me, I guess. Let me try this again. Yeah, it's just a black screen. That's weird. What, are you watching me on your app? Or on the app? Oh, huh. That's bizarre. Well, okay. Who knows? Who knows the ways of Twitch? All right, so what am I trying to do here? Huh. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's just an invitation to knock off what's not been a very productive stream. Can you still not hear me, Basin? Oh, there I am, I guess. Hello? 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 All right, looks like I'm back. I don't know. The infinite hellos. I feel like that was worth it, though. All right. See, this here is where things get a little bit confusing. Trying to figure out what's going on here. So this is in. All right, I forgot even why I was pulling that up. Oh, yeah, to get you my YouTube link. Anyway, yeah, I've got all my streams archived. Well, not all of them, but at this rate, this one's probably not going to go up there. But I do have most of my streams archived up there. Right, yeah. Politics and history or something. History and politics. Oop. I guess I finished my coffee. Oh, what's the Knights Tour problem? Is that like a software problem? Oh, okay. Never heard of that. I've never heard of this. Huh. I don't know what this is supposed to mean, but okay. So is there like a huh. So is there like does it end up being like an algorithm? I mean, I guess it talks about it here. An algorithm that you end up having to implement? That could be interesting, yeah. But I imagine that could take quite a bit of time to figure out. Huh. Is that for school? Or is that just something you're doing for fun? Cool. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in software, I mean, that's the best way to. So I don't. If you're going to training to be like I guess you're not or training to be like a personal trainer. Are you like looking to be like a software developer? Or is it just you like to code for fun, basically? Okay. Well, it's a great way to become a good software developer. Just find fun problems and work on them, or build apps, in my opinion. But yeah, well, it's always good to have multiple skills, you know. I guess if I get burnt out on software as a profession, I can go back to bartending or something. Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to start on that just offhand. I'd probably, well, may start on the Wikipedia article, but yeah. But but I mean, when I was working on the test framework, I didn't know how to do a diff algorithm either. So that's how you start, trying to do something you don't know how to do. Yeah. Well, I don't know. They're talking about neural networks in that article. What was it called? Knight's Tour? So I think like this house, this is like used in AI and stuff. So that sounds like it might be kind of interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even mean like Facebook algorithms, but like in games and stuff too, I think. So yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know that I'll be able to understand what you're doing, but yeah, I can take a look at your. I've never used NumPy either, so I may not be able to understand your solution or your approach anyway. But actually, I am with my coffee cup empty. I am gonna take a short uh, break. Yeah, I'm gonna go refill my water and hit the bathroom real quick, so I'll be back. I don't know. I guess I'll give myself 4 minutes. Yeah. All right. I'll be back in it shortly. Okay, I think I'm back. Looks like it. Let me check out this link. Where do I want to put this? Oh, it's downloading it as a zip. I don't think I even have NumPy installed, so I don't know if I can even run this. Okay. Well, I guess I can go in secret. Bring that back down. Oh, I just got back. Actually, do I have NumPy? Trying to see if I have NumPy installed, but no, I guess I don't. I guess I don't understand why you're... Does this actually work? Like, I feel like you don't need to explode that. Uh... Oops. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Well, because, right, a set or whatever this is, a tuple is immutable, so you can hash it and you use it as a key. But if you explode it like that, you're getting actually two different values. Yeah. So I don't think this works. But I see what you're, so you're setting, oh, it does? Is that, so is it something different than what I'm doing here? I'm in 310. I don't know. Oh, you know why? Okay, because I just realized this is a NumPy thing. Okay, I take it back. I thought this was just like a regular dictionary. Yeah, so that makes sense. So is this basically like a brute force? You just kind of keep trying until... So you set them at 1, 1. Do you need to set... Oh, you got the board size right there. All right. Yeah. So how do you pick? So I assume, right, you start at 1, 1, and then you've got all the different places they can go, and then you look to see if he's already been there, and then if not, that's a valid move. And then what, you just try the first valid move? Okay. Yeah, so what you can maybe do, I mean, it won't be very efficient, but you could kind of make this recursive. Yeah. Right, because I assume you run out of moves at some point, right? You either run out of moves or you've done it. How do you know if you've finished or don't you yet? Show valid. Because right, you could be out of valid moves because you've actually completed the tour, right? So you need to know if you've completed the tour versus if you're just you boxed yourself in, I guess, right? What do the different numbers mean? Okay. Like one thing I might do is just set these as like either an enum or a constant, you know? I guess I could just where am I here? Oh, I forgot I'm off screen doing that. So let's just bring up a new window. Okay. Oh, that's cool. I was just thinking you could either, I mean, you don't need to get too fancy, but you could just do like never been equals one. What is it? Just something like that. Nothing really, but so Python doesn't have constants, but in other languages, so it just indicates this is supposed to be a constant value. No, it isn't. Well, I just do this. This is a thing I do because it doesn't really matter here. Because if you do from some module import this, this does not import things with underscores in front of it. So if something's supposed to be private into a module, I always start it with an underscore. So that lets this work without importing a bunch of garbage into, I mean, this is not recommended to do in general, but for like code that I actually intend to use elsewhere, I'll put things in underscores so it's not automatically imported. So that's why I start a lot of things in underscores, but it doesn't really matter for something like this. And then, yeah, this is supposed to mean immutable. Now, obviously, there's nothing to prevent you from changing this, but if you see this, right, the point is like this is supposed to be, it's just supposed to signal to the reader that this is supposed to be a constant. But you could do that with an enum nowadays. So you can now make, what is it, something like visit state, and you could do and this is constant in Python. I guess it doesn't matter. So you could do that. But then this just is a little annoying because it's going to be something like, so I usually just do this. Or, I don't know, I guess, but you know what I'm saying, right? But then it's kind of the principle of not having magic numbers, just so, right, it makes it a little bit easier for someone else to know, kind of, right, so then these would go into, what was it, already visited? So it just becomes a little bit easier to know what's going on there. Yeah, and then also, right, then you can do whatever you want with these. Like you can import, and it doesn't even matter what these are. Oops. So it doesn't even matter what those are. So stuff like that. But I guess what I was thinking is here, right? I mean, it won't be very efficient, but what you almost kind of want to do is like, you know, you're going to have this list of valid positions. So you could be like for position or valid, whatever this is. Then, you know, you could have like completed equals that or something. And then if completed, you just break. Otherwise, right, you grab the new position. That might be an easy way to do that. It won't be very efficient, but that would at least get you through all. That would how you brute force it. Sorry, I don't know if you did. I guess I kind of give away the answer. Well, I don't even know if that'll work. I'm just thinking out loud. But that might be an easy way to like just iterate through all the positions. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, this is what happens to me too, right? Somebody shows me a problem and I start chewing over it in my head. So, so I hope I didn't give away any spoilers. But you could. So, is there a reason why you're using NumPy though? It seems like you could just use a regular. Or is this like initializing an array or a dictionary of zeros? Because it seems like you could also just use a regular dictionary. And then you can tell if you've never been there because, right, then that key won't be in the dictionary. Unless there's something the NumPy matrices are doing for you. Oh, okay. Huh. Well, very cool. That's a very cool project. I guess I'll just close out of there without. It looks like you're off to a good start too, so. Although I suppose if you're doing more than brute forcing, I don't know. Uh, Maybe if you start to get into some of these fancy algorithms, like I don't know. I don't know what this is even talking about without the Sanskrit. Yeah, so the brute force method could take a while, I suppose. This is saying what there's 19 trillion, what is that? Thousand, million, billion, trillion. So it could take a while brute forcing it, I guess. If I'm reading that correctly. But maybe if you don't just brute force it and start using one of these algorithms, maybe having an NumPy matrix helps. Huh. All right. Well, that's a cool project. Okay. Do you know how the other person did it? Did they just brute force it? I'm sure the language will make a big difference too. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it doesn't take that long to brute force it then. I don't know. Maybe I didn't read that table correctly. I just kind of skimmed over it. Well, in the meantime, I've made more progress on the Knights tour than I have on my own code, so. uh, yeah, I feel, well, I mean, I guess, oh, is that the number of different possible solutions? It seems like a lot. I assume that was like the total different number of, okay. I would not have thought there would be that many solutions. I didn't read it that closely. I thought, well, that's what the Wikipedia article said, that 19, whatever that is. Quite, well, whatever's after trillion. I thought that was the total number of like paths you had to check. But if it's that many answers, I don't know. So I guess maybe what I want to do, maybe I don't need the Striver program. Maybe I just need to, well, this is what I've done like 4 times now. And instead I keep chatting. But is, so this is in parse table, this is in parse keyval. This is in parse key. Part of me feels like I should be able to pull all this in here. So what are we doing here? This is in, oh, you know what? I also wanted to change the name of this. I wanted to call this a table array. And then I want to do the same thing. And so if I do this, I can only say I got something done today. Let's make sure that all, oh, what is this doing here? And look at that, I didn't even break any tests. Oh, I made, okay. Guess I can get rid of that. Okay, so we got at least one thing done today. Progress. So what are we trying to do here? Okay, we can close the lecture, I guess. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. What do you mean by backtracing? Yeah. All right, so what am I looking for? Back a key. So, so what I can maybe do is, okay. That might have been, okay, that might have been, um, I think that might have been essentially what I was suggesting with the recursive, um, solution, right? Because essentially you recursively go down until you can't go. Like you either solve it or you run out of moves, and if you run out of moves, then right, you kind of just keep going back up and iteratively trying the next move until you run out of the moves. Basically like a brute force method. I don't know if my waving my fingers around there made that very clear, but so I'm just wondering if I can kind of genericize this. Uh, so where are we getting this token from? Yeah, yeah. Oh, backtracking. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that'd be how you brute force it. Yeah, I think that's basically like a brute force. Oh, I gotta go to yeah, okay. Yeah, see this is recursive where you keep calling down into backtrack. So what are we getting on token here? Let me just print this token. Oops. So we get the name of the value, which you already have. And what are we doing? Yeah. All right, Basin. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good Sunday night. Have a good Sunday night and a good week. Not sure I'm going to stream again, but yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Fun chatting with you. So. even if I didn't get coding done. Yeah, have a good one. So what it would be nice to do, I guess, is have to know what the type is. So let me just print the parent here. In this case, I guess there's only one test case where we hit this. So parent, it looks like, is a table. So we would have the type, well, so this is a key value pair where the key, this is the key, which is just where this was defined. And then the value, well, no, I guess we know. Hmm. Oh, we have the value. Okay, we're already pulling the value out, right? This is a key value pair, and we're pulling the value out of this key value pair. So parent will be, so what happens if I do, well, I'm getting the, getting spammed with the bots today. So in this case, we know, where are we here? So what is the message I want to have here? I want to have something like, this is going to be like, I don't know, something wordy like attempted to define key as a, or cannot, so the problem with this as, So this would be something like, what are we doing? Key.value. I don't know, like from, I guess I can't use that. New type, I don't know, old type, token.line, token.car, something like that. Let me just comment that out for the moment. Well, this is going to break a bunch of stuff. I guess new type. Let's just do that. So that way, that'll prevent us from breaking everything. So we want to do. Although we don't necessarily, well, in this case, I guess. So this would be, hey, Sour. Welcome. I'm working on a TOML parser. And I'm just kind of working on cleaning up errors right now. And I'm doing it in Python. And after this, I'll probably make one in C++. But how are you? Welcome. We do, yep. But I'm doing this as kind of a work-related project, and we're on an older version of Python. But also, I'm having it so it'll parse through, like it'll detect errors instead of just stopping on the first error. It'll kind of log multiple error messages and keep going. But then also, I have an option to return sort of the metadata. So, right, since TOML files are used as usually like configuration files, in addition to making sure the file's valid TOML, I also want to validate that the configuration is correct. So if there's incorrect like if the configuration in the TOML file is also incorrect, then I can still have access to the meta information to be like, there's an error on this line and this character, if that makes sense. So it has a little bit more functionality than I think than what the standard library is doing. But then also I need a parser on an older version of Python for work. And so having nice error messages is turned out to be harder than the actual parsing of the TOML itself. And so so I've got most of the error messages, I think, working the way I want to, but right now I just kind of have this generic message about the keys being redefined. Let me just oops. But there's a bunch of different way keys can be defined. Let's see. What do I have open? What was the test in there? So like here, A is defined as an array. And then here it's trying to, this header type is saying A is a table. So I just have this generic message about key A, right on line 5, character 2 here. A has already been defined here, but I kind of feel like for some of these cases, it's a little bit confusing what's going on. And so I want to say something like, well, I don't know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like A has already been defined as an array here, and you're trying to redefine it as a table here, something like that. So, but it's been kind of a distracting Sunday. I was chatting with somebody for a while, so I haven't gotten much work done. And actually, it's after 3. I may be wrapping up soon, even though I haven't really gotten anything done. So the thing is, though, right, we have these native Python types, but we need to map that to a like a TOML type, and I guess I don't know how crazy that might not be completely clean. Well, actually, wait a second. It should be because we're in the parser here, so we'll have already. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, actually, I'm auto-generating all these tests. So there is a TOML test suite, I think it's called. So it's like a language. So this is like a language agnostic test suite, but they have all their tests in here. And so for valid tests, they have an expected JSON, but then for invalid, they just have invalid. But so I'm using this to just auto-generate all my tests, and so it doesn't really, I don't know. Unit test comes in with the standard library, and so it doesn't really matter. So that's why the test kind of looks this way instead of being like a nicely formatted string, because I just read the JSON and auto-generated this. Well, this is in the parser. Where'd the test go? This here. So I just auto-generated this from another Python script using the using this test library. So in that case, it was unit test is fine for me, and I don't know, then I don't have to pull in another dependency. But yeah, PyTest is pretty nice. So what am I doing here? This is kind of how my whole Sunday's been so far, where I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Oh, yeah, so we need to be able to map Python types to TOML type. So can I just shove this in a dictionary? I don't know. I don't know if Python types are hashable. So let's just try this. Table. So are we here? As new type is going to be I guess array, and then old type is going to be types. Let's see what I get there. Yeah, so that works. Except, what if I just stick this in types? A table, an array. Okay, so now I got to go into my tests here. This is what's breaking. Test array implicit. Table. So what is this? Cannot. Actually, I guess I don't really need key. Oh, I need to as so we'll just do quantify. So now if I make my tests, regenerate my tests, I think that should pass. Oh, except what test was this? Array implicit. All right. So I guess that's not too bad, but I guess I'm gonna have to. Oops. So where else do we have key redefinition? 2. I guess we're saying this is going to be that, and so this is going to be what new type is something like that. So what does that break? Oh, yeah. So let me take a look at this test. That duplicate table array 2. So we're saying cannot define table, or cannot define, yeah, table is a table. Because it's already been defined as an array on line 1, character 3. Yeah, okay. Guess that works. So this is in what? Table. Duplicate table array 2. As a table because it has already been defined as an array. Oh, did I have 2 failing tests? Oh, I had 2 failing tests. I didn't even see that other one. All right, so is this array plus tables 2? So we've got fruit and fruit that this is an array. And we're trying to define it here as a table. So we're saying cannot define variety as a table on line 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is on line 9, character 10. That looks right. So we're trying to define it as a table here, and it's already an array on line 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Character 11. Okay, so that looks right. This is what test? Tables 2. I have to find. Oh. All right. So what else do we have? Key redefinition. That's 1, 2. So I feel like in this case, right, this isn't key value, so this is where we get to a situation like this. So maybe we don't, in that case, we don't need to be explicit about what's going on there. I'm gonna have to kind of walk through all the tests to see what that looks like. So this is in parsing a key. So here's where things I feel like can get a little confusing. And what are we doing here with meta info? Key type and key state. I think key state is actually I don't know, let's put this. I guess it doesn't really matter where I put this. But just move that up there. So closed is if the key state is closed, and what is our key? I guess we're passing those in explicitly. Oh no, we're just close implies explicit. That's what we're doing there. So where are we doing this? In key val, so anything we assign like here, so orange.color, this is closed, and then I guess there's one more other place for doing that. Anything we put in an inline table is closed. And what is our types here? We have I think that's just a bogus, so this key root, a dotted header inline or valid. Oh, I don't even know if I use this, do I? No. Root, I think we do. Okay. So I feel like this is a different type of error. It's like we can't extend it because it's closed, but is anybody gonna know what that means? I guess what we can do is if what do we have here in meta info? We do have the but the value doesn't actually tell us. But we are gonna have. We do have the table right here. So is it possible we have a closed table that is not an inline table? Oops. What do we have here? I guess we'll just look at this type. See what happens here. It's not. Oh, key inline. So this is in. So, guess we'll just stop here. And then what do we want to do? This is in line 212. So what is key type is 1. So what is that? It's a dotted key. And what is our example here? That doesn't seem right to me. Key is dotted? Whose meta info is this? Or did I just read that wrong? No, it's a key dotted. State is closed. Type is dotted. So where are we using key inline? Are we actually not doing anything with this meta info? I'm feeling we're just ditching this. I guess it's not because I don't think we actually hang on to this at all, right? Yeah, this is just a pass down into parse key val so that we know we can't extend that. Okay, so let's instead of this, let's just print this value. I guess I can use a format string here. This is going to be what? Meta info a key type. What was this test add, I think? Yeah, let's just stop breaking here. So it's all dotted, and we have a table, and we have, so it could be anything. So, but in this example, we're saying we can't extend A because it's an inline table. So new type is going to be and this is going to be types dictionary. And so this should actually barf on us because we don't have int in there. So this is, right, so this is where we need to kind of distinguish. This is saying we cannot define A as a table because it's already been defined as a table. But here, what do we have? Oh, we're failing a lot of tests, and we have an error. And right, yeah, because we don't have this key in our types. So I kind of hate to leave things there, but I may actually wrap the stream up because I've got other things I need to do this afternoon. Not a very productive stream today, but that's how it goes sometimes, especially on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, thanks, Sour. Thanks for hanging out. I would like to get this done, and I feel like I should probably get it done on stream because I've done a lot of it on stream. So I'm not sure when I'll be back. Probably not tonight. Maybe I'll try and knock this out on Monday. But yeah, I guess I am gonna call that a stream there because I gotta get some other things going today. But yeah, thanks, Sour. Thanks for checking in. If anybody's else is lurking in chat or watching this on the VOD after the fact, then appreciate you joining me. And until next time, I bid you peace and take care. See ya.